With all its attractive perks, from product giveaways to brand sponsorships and even all expenses paid trips, it's easy to think that the lives of bloggers are all smooth sailing. The reality is, it's not always what it's cut out to be in the square dimensions of Instagram. Jess has been a blogger for 8 years, yet says she still cannot rely on blogging as her only source of income.
So for me personally, I am pretty select with the brands that I do work with, because I think it is like a responsibility as a public figure somewhat, to be careful with what you share with your readers, because you are in a position of influence. So I don't want to compromise on like that authentic brand or voice, you know, in order to just make money.
This is not uncommon for many bloggers out there, but for the small percentage that land credible brand sponsorships, they become successful in turning their hobby into an empire.
What's very interesting about bloggers as endorsers of products or brands is that they have a very different model of persuasion. Traditionally, endorsers have been studied from a perspective of building their credibility first, and then going into the commercial field. As a blogger, you have to build your credibility through mostly commercial messages, or messages that talk about brands and product or consumption from day one.
PR agency The Rumour Mill says that bloggers are one of their growing clientele base, while traditional media is dropping off at the same time.
Consumers relate more to fashion bloggers these days, especially on social media like Instagram. It's actually one of the biggest sales drivers. If you have something posted on Instagram, you can see the sales being generated. And it used to be that magazines were seen as an authority for fashion, and bloggers were sort of, you know, you wouldn't see them at the front row of fashion shows and things like that, but that dynamic has shifted quite a lot now, and bloggers are seen as an authority on what to buy and what's trending. I mean, classic example is Sydney fashion blogger. I mean, she puts something on and it sells out. Things will just sell out if she wears them. It's crazy.
According to a recent report from Marie Claire, Antoinette from Sydney fashion blogger reportedly earns up to $5,000 each time she updates her Instagram feed to more than 837,000 followers. So where do the most successful bloggers get their income? Filipino fashion blogger Brian Boy was reportedly making $100K a year in 2010. This is predicted to have quadrupled since then. With added income from appearance fees, sponsored posts, and social media pictures, they estimate that Brian Boy would now be on a 7-figure salary. But for bloggers like Jess, she's just like many other 22-year-olds juggling both work and university commitments in order to make a living.
There are a lot of successful bloggers out there, but they're kind of the exception. You know, you've got to be extremely great at what you do, and they're passionate about it as well, and I can guarantee that they didn't start out with the intention of making money. So I think to anyone that wants to start blogging, like, absolutely, go ahead. But I wouldn't suggest, you know, keeping that intention of I want to make money in the back of your mind, because it's so competitive. The blogging industry is so competitive that it is hard to make money out of it, like over the long term.
Zyralyn Bakani, The Vault.